Hey, this is Different Careers with Kate Nutt. You probably will not see my face, but again, I am technically a licensed massage therapist. I do want to get a different career at some point. What that will be, I do not know. Sorry, it's been months since I've uploaded a video, but I've been doing other videos on other channels because that seemed safer for a time. But I still want to continue going through my massage therapy book that tells you everything. I may not do every chapter. Some chapters may have more videos. This is one of it. This is going to be literally the introduction or like the overview of the chapter. And then there's videos, clips where they actually give you some video demonstrations. So I want to go over some of them, maybe all of them. We will see. There are 10 of those, but it gives you like the visual illustration instead of just seeing pictures. So let's go over chapter 7. So it goes over body mechanics, client positioning, and draping. Define body mechanics, discuss ways to prevent repetitive motion injuries, identify basic foot stances, explain principles of effective body mechanics, discuss adaptive body mechanics used when the client is lying on the floor, demonstrate effective uses of bolsters while the client is in various body positions using sheets and towels, demonstrate appropriate draping, and maintain draping while the client turns over. Assist the client off the massage table while maintaining appropriate draping. Okay, so introduction. What is important? A precursor to giving a massage is learning and applying principles of effective body mechanics, client position, and draping. The use of effective body mechanics can reduce or eliminate the physical toll taken on the therapist's body, both on a daily basis and cumulatively over the span of a career. So that was definitely taught in massage therapy school. The basics of, I would call it the basics of body mechanics and stuff like that. You have like 2 basic positions, which goes over in this chapter, but it's like you even have to, that's 2 basic standing positions, and then the main thing is keep your joints straight, and you can go, through. And then it's like if you're putting more pressure, you want to support the joint, so you can do double-handed, which is hard to show with the camera right now. Or you can do knuckles, or you can do like an elbow, apply more pressure. So with the elbow, there is no really getting away from it. You are going to be leaning more into the client, so it is more a hunched over position, but there are people who really seem to want that deeper pressure. So the elbow, it's easier to give them the pressure that they want. So body mechanics is the use of postural techniques, foot stances, leverage techniques, other elements to deliver massage therapy and related bodywork methods with efficiency and the least amount of trauma to the therapist. Body mechanics include the principles of alignment, delivery of force, stamina, breathing, stability, balance. Effective body mechanics positively influence the exertion of the massage, decreases therapist fatigue and comfort during and after the massage, and helps prevent repetitive motion injuries. So one of the things that in massage school they did go over is that you can give people your energy, and they can take a lot of energy. So they said really you're only going to have the ability to do like 4 60-minute massages per day, really, for the most part. And so it seemed in massage school, hey, that's a full-time's work, 20 hours a week. You should get paid like you're working 40 hours a week, but that's not what actually happened. So, whether you're working for yourself or someone else. That's not what actually happened. So I found that I could not make a legitimate living as a massage therapist. And that's also one of the main reasons why I got fired from my previous employer, is they didn't want to pay me a legitimate wage for my work, even though the clients were saying they loved me as a massage therapist. So society as a whole, they really do not value massage therapists. People want a cheap massage. They don't believe in good quality. So people say they want positivity, but really everyone's creating a toxic, negative environment because no one values each other's work and wants to pay a legitimate wage for everyone's legitimate work, for their time, for their energy, or whatever. So it is what it is. So I can't do it anymore. That's how it works. If you go into a field and you find, hey, I'm sorry, this field isn't actually going to pay all the bills, because everything costs way too much money. Like, I didn't even have enough money to maintain a car and get a brand new car, because it's like no one builds good quality products that last years and years and years. I literally thought I was going to buy a car, a used vehicle, 40,000 miles on it, and that it would last me 10 years. I did not get 10 years out of the car before it completely broke down on me. I'm sorry, I can't afford a brand used car every 3 years or whatever, however long I had it. It seemed like 3 or 4 years. I'm sorry, 3 or 4 years does not equal 10 years. I literally felt like it was decent quality at the level it was, that it should last 10 years, and it didn't do that. So part of me, forgive me for some of my negativity and venting, but I'm sorry, I quit. I quit working as a massage therapist, so I will do these videos instead to educate you, to help you pick the right massage therapist. And hopefully you value that massage therapist more than you valued me for massage therapy services. So make sure you tip well, because their employer may not give them a legitimate wage that they can survive on. Also, if they have their own business and they give you a good massage, make sure you tip them, because hey, if they don't make enough money, then that is the main reason why they're going to leave, because you're giving energy. So literally, that was my problem. I did not have the ability to massage 30 manual hours a week. I did over 20 at one point when I worked for an employer, but it wasn't enough to pay all the bills, because part of the problem was, okay, do you get paid for the actual hour, or do you get paid for some of the minutes in the hour and some of the seconds? I was getting paid for some of the minutes in the hour, not actually the full hour. That's how my payment worked for my employer. So, but that's how society works. For the currency of the United States of America, you have cents, which should be the minutes that you get paid for. You have dollars, that should be the minutes you get paid for. And then you have $100 bills, that should be the hours you get paid for. And what are they doing? They're paying you $15 an hour is minimum wage last time I was working. like, because sometimes I got paid minimum wage. And then, sometimes they do 20 or 21 or 25 or $30 an hour. So they're paying you by minutes. Like, in the hour, we're going to only pay you for 30 minutes of your time. That's basically how it works. So you're worse than the gold standard. You're not getting paid for your full time. You're not getting even $1 a minute, So I'm not sure how I ran my own business, but I was never taught how to do accounting or budgeting. So yeah, it didn't really work. Anyways, moving on. Most common reason why therapists leave the profession is injury, first being inability to grow a business. Injuries can be sustained while giving massage. In most instances, these injuries result from poor body alignment using muscular force rather than body leverage while applying pressure. So I ended up making more money from Massage Envy. That was my employer. I ended up making more money working for them than working for myself. And I worked for 2 different spas. So I'm not going to tell you, I'll give you the other one, Hand and Stone Massage. Okay, so those are in different places in different parts of the country. So which one was the employer that fired me? I'm not going to say which one I worked longer or which one I worked briefly at. Okay, some prevention suggestions are massage anterior forearm muscles frequently. Learn to use your elbows and knuckles to deliver deep pressure, strengthening posterior forearm muscles. Prepare for the massage with movement. Adjust the table height for the best mechanics. Use effective body mechanics. Avoid excessive wrist extension, flexion, abduction, abduction, adduction. During the massage, use a variety of strokes. Rest your hands on spacing appointments. Keep your body physically fit through a fitness program. So when you use your thumbs too much or you do too much of an action, that's when I did feel pain in my hands. Other than that, I hardly ever felt pain from giving a massage. I was diagnosed at the age of 12 with slight scoliosis. So from that moment on, I felt tons of muscle tension all the way from my sacrum all the way up to my neck, and it's never gone away. I've been to chiropractors, got massages myself. Never really alleviates the muscle tension. So, and then it seemed for a while massages were helping it more, and chiropractic adjustments were helping my back more and stuff. But it's like no matter what I do, the muscle tension is there. So that means something else is wrong. And chiropractors, the NP and doctors, they'll just be like, well, you inherited this. This is how your genetics work. This is how it's going to be the rest of your life. I'm sorry, I'm not okay with that diagnosis. There's always a root issue to a problem. And if you get to the root issue of the problem, then you can solve it and fix it. So you should be able to fix your body. You should be able to fix your car. You should be able to fix the quality of your food. So something else is going wrong. Maybe the environment that I live in is super toxic and people are giving me the wrong information. Or people are making up false information. They're like, this is the truth of health and science, and you just gotta believe our made up health stuff or made up science, because literally shouldn't you be able to do science experiments to prove if something is right or wrong scientifically? Well, no one has taught me how to do those science experiments myself, so I'm not just gonna take someone's word for it. So I don't expect people to just take my word for it when I say certain things. So has massage helped me a little bit? Has stretching helped me a little bit? But how come when I stretch like the muscles in my spine, how come it doesn't alleviate the tension for longer periods of time? So that makes me think that something else is going on. So, yes, I only have so much energy because also I sleep over 8 hours a day. So, like, you have to feed yourself, do things for yourself too. So, like, out of however many hours you're awake, really only had like 4.5, maybe like 5 to 6 hours to like spend time with people. But even though you're like talking with other people, they like, if you spent time talking with people, did they pay you for that? Did you pay yourself for that time? No. I just counted the hands-on time in my own business as the time I got paid. And again, not enough money. You really need millions of dollars a year to be able to afford living in today's society. So how come I'm not getting $1 million at least a year to pay for all the freaking bills? That means car insurance, your car breaking down, being able to buy a brand new car, because a brand new car is like $90,000 and you want a good quality car and you don't want to go to the mechanic all the time, you know? And that, and like, I opted out on health insurance because I couldn't afford it, because your cell phone bill is so freaking expensive. Internet, you have to pay for all these little things that all adds up. And then grocery bills were like $200 a week. So, how are you supposed to afford living in this world? It's not just massage therapy, it's probably all the different careers. They're not paying people a legitimate wage. So, I don't know how people are surviving in today's society. So, anyways, so the therapist must possess enough stamina and endurance throughout the day to provide each client a great massage. That is true. So that is why you really build up the endurance for like 4 60-minute massages, maybe 4.5 hours of work, really only. Um, um, I can go 6 hours without eating any food. So like, that's really a day's work for me as a massage therapist. So that means like eating 2 meals a day. That's enough stamina. And it seemed like if you did chair massages, like, it would take more stamina sometimes, because it's like they wanted that. It's like go, go, go. You're dealing with people on a faster pace, and it's like go, 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 next person, go, go, go. And then and it could just be a 2-hour chair event, but it's like, if you're not used to like seeing that many people and just massaging people for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, like, you were talking more because you're trying to encourage them to get massages and explain health to them and stuff like that. Techniques requiring the therapist to stand with most of all his or her weight on one leg, use poor body mechanics. Okay, so yeah. So you want your weight to be even out through both of your feet. If you're standing, putting more of your weight on one foot, then you're being imbalanced, and because you do use your lower body to help do the stuff. So here's one of the things that stood out to me in this book: centeredness. It says centeredness, which refers to the mental, emotional, and physical states of consciousness. What happens and how your body feels when you are under considerable mental, emotional stress. The body mirrors your state of mind. Headaches and insomnia are common. When you are ill or experiencing chronic pain, you are affected mentally and emotionally. So thus taking time to center and prepare yourself, not only physically but also mentally and emotionally, helps you become a more compassionate and sensitive therapist. I really strove to do that. When you are centered, you may feel the presence of God, nature, higher power, insert your personal preference. In addition to the company of your client, you become part of a larger whole and recognize that you are just a vessel for healing, positive influence. Surround yourself with the unambiguous energy and power that bring peace and sincerity. When stress and tension and excess energy are released by your client, channel it to the ground rather than absorbing it. Being centered makes a difference in how you deliver the massage. It will help you stay focused and not become distracted by thoughts unrelated to the session. By clearing your mind and experiencing the moment, your body mechanics will greatly be enhanced. So, I don't know if I brought this up in other videos or not, but employers, your in your own business, teachers, they said, you don't want to bring up God, you don't want to bring up religion, you don't want to bring up politics, you shouldn't talk about these things. Okay, but then a lot of clients are going around and they're asking the question, how are you doing? And you get into conversations. And so I was like the type of person where it's like, if I don't know what you want to get out of the massage, I can't give you the massage that you want. So because they asked how you were doing, I'm like, okay, that automatically meant, how are you doing spiritually? How are you doing emotionally? How are you doing mentally? How are you doing physically? It meant all of it, because they weren't specific about like, how are you doing work-wise or whatever, or how are you doing physically in your body? How's your body feeling? Or what do you think about the weather today? They weren't specific enough. So like I automatically a lot of times went to my emotions or spirituality, or, I tried to keep it broad and vague, but it came up. And I would tell everyone, if something is uncomfortable, please let me know and I will stop talking. And some people didn't know how to grow up and be an adult and let me know that they couldn't handle what I was saying. I guess they did not have the maturity level to handle talking about emotions or spirituality. I was not trying to convert them to whatever I believed. I was just, sharing, because it seemed like they were asking a question of like, I want to get to know my massage therapist a little bit. So I did not know what people wanted from me. What do you want to know? Because I was a blunt person. So for me, I got in trouble for sharing the truth, being too truthful, being too blunt. So that could be a problem if you're a very blunt person, very truthful person. You probably shouldn't pick a health related career, because it will get you into trouble, because people want you to hide information, to not tell all the details of the truth of what's really going in your life. They want you to hide who you are and fake the smile and pretend like everything's okay when it may not be okay, So they don't want you to be real with them and genuine. They want the massage. But some people come across like, oh yeah, I really want to know. I really care. And so it's like, well, I was the type of person, like, if you really don't want to know, I'm okay. Just don't ask the question, you know? If you don't want to know what I believe, don't ask the question, I'm fine with that. Don't ask me how I'm doing. Be okay that I have a very boring life, uh, uh, so, um, I, I don't know what other people want from me, so that's why right now I'm focusing on loving myself and I'm using YouTube as an avenue to vent. So if you can't handle positivity and negativity both being here in this video, then you shouldn't watch this video, because I'm going to bring up the negative experiences I had as a licensed massage therapist, where it's like, it wasn't all fun. I didn't have, like, the majority of the time, great, wonderful experiences with all of my clients, because the clients had unreasonable expectations of asking the question, "How are you?" and then not telling me they didn't really want the answer to that question. They weren't willing to communicate that with me. And so I truly believe in communication, but they didn't want to communicate. So what are you supposed to do? So here is the proper stance. They call it the bow stance, but to me, it's like you're putting the outward leg in front and that leg that's closer to the table in the back. And then you had this stance where the therapist is here, and that stance is kind of how I use the elbows. And then you're supposed to figure out the proper height for the table depending on your client and stuff like that. And so they do encourage you to stretch, so stretch your pecs. So I would try to stretch in between clients sometimes, and it's like it didn't really alleviate a lot of the tension, but it helped somewhat. And then it's like, this is how you get the trapezius when they're in a side position. And again, keeping your thumb straight. Don't bend it while you're massaging. Keep it straight. And that's also keeping your finger straight, and instead of like being up like this, you want to make sure it's like straight going down and you have full contact. So yeah, and then you have a stool that you sit on to get access to the face or the feet or the top part of the shoulders, like right there. So this is going over more. Here's a bolster, and here's the face cradle. This is someone laying down on the table. And then this is where you position it under the knees, so under the ankles and then under the knees. And then they're saying if someone needs neck support, you can roll up a towel and put it under them. And then I didn't, only when I was working for employers did they have the ability for some of the massage tables to go up like this. But literally I felt like it was like weird, because like, well, you can only like massage like this side of the body, the anterior side of the body. You can't get the posterior side of the body that way. Like I didn't really like this position. It seemed like awkward massaging someone. So it's like you might as well put them in a massage chair is my recommendation. Then you have the sideline position, which they're not showing draping. That's where if like someone is pregnant really, or they need more like the lateral sides of their thighs and legs more focused because they have pain there, you would do that. And this is like the chair massage. This is good. I would say don't do this. There were a few times I attempted this, and it's like it doesn't really work. And then I had a different kind of face cradle where you put it on the table, and then you have them sit in a chair and lean into the face cradle. That worked okay decently, but it was like it was like I would have designed it differently if I knew how to make things myself, to be more sturdy and firm. And it wasn't perfect, but it worked better. They literally could not sit in the chair for some reasons. They had a health condition. This was when I was doing my own. So here's draping with towels. Truthfully, in school, I never learned how to drape with towels. They said you could, but that was more like done in a spa setting where you're getting some kind of water treatment, and you need towels to cover up too. So it was like the massage table would be like, I guess, in some kind of shower room, and there's moisture in the room or something. I don't know. And then they taught, like, you put the pillowcase underneath the sheet, have them cover up the breast area for girls, and then you can get the abdominals. But one employer, they didn't want you to ever do the abdominals. They said it was unprofessional or something. But it's more like in this area, your anterior hip, it can get tight up there. So I just worked it through the sheet. But with guys and girls, you have to be extremely careful with the draping. It's just easier to work that area through the sheet. So if you get clients that squirm around on the table, then it's going to be harder to drape in a safe, professional way. Sometimes, yes, it was hard for like, you tuck in the drape, you think it's secure. That person moves a little bit. You didn't know they moved a little bit because you were moving into a different position. Oh man, the proper draping came undone. So then you have to re-drape the person properly or tuck in the drape. It was very annoying, and there is draping rules in certain states. New York State definitely has draping rules. So you do need to make sure you're draping your clients properly for the state. And some people told me in other states there wasn't draping rules at all. And it's like, I'm sorry, we're not a doctor, we're not a nurse, we're not a home health aide, we're not an aide, we're not an LPN. We're not allowed to see clients naked. So, that's out of the scope of practice. So it's like, yes, you need draping and other massage therapy. Friends were like, even if I was in another state that didn't care about draping, I would still drape professionally. They said it first. So yeah, I agree. Draping is a necessity to get a good professional quality massage. If someone is not draping in a professional manner, then they may give questionable massages, or maybe not massages at all, So draping is important. However, it seemed like a lot of clients did not know the rules of draping, where a part of it is, hey, you're gonna get onto the table. Okay, you need to make sure your massage therapist leaves the room before you start undressing at all. Maybe taking off your shoes is like the exception to the rule, but it's like, there were clients who were like, okay, let me start taking off my shirt. I don't care if you see my bra or my chest or whatever. I'm sorry. This isn't the beach. You need to wait until I leave the room. And I was a new time client trying to explain to them how massage works. Well, their behavior, their actions demonstrated to me they don't really understand how massage works, because you're supposed to wait until I leave the room, or you need to communicate with your massage therapist. I want to start getting undressed right now. We can finish this intake form, or we can finish these questions up when I'm on the table. Like, why can't they do their part and communicate too? I want all my hands-on time. Boom, 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 boom. Get out of the room, massage therapist. Like, why can't they communicate too? So if you are a potential client for a spa or certain individuals, feel free to tell the massage therapist that you want all your hands-on time. So probably usually spas 50 minutes is really, if you're paying for the hour, you're paying for 5 minutes to get on the table and 5 minutes to get off the table after the 50-minute massage is over. If you're going to see someone who works for themselves, they probably will give you the full 60 minutes. So 60 minutes means 60 minutes for the massage. You have to ask your massage therapist, right? And communicate with that. So if you only get like 5 minutes before and after the massage, then, if you don't see the same person over and over and over again, then it's like, you're going to have to explain what type of massage you want to actually get. What is your intention? What do you want to get out of your massage? So all that stuff is important. So again, sideline position, this is how you do it. This was very hard to tuck in properly. Like, the sheets never wanted to go in right for me, so I stopped doing pregnancy massages where a girl is pregnant, not like an adult girl is pregnant or whatever. And then it was very awkward massaging like this. It's like you couldn't get proper body mechanics no matter how I tried. So I just like, let's give this up, because it's not worth losing or causing more muscle tension on my back or whatever. So, but the legs to me are fine in a sideline position. But again, it seemed like some clients, they're just careless with the sheets and they didn't care if they turned wrong or whatever. I did my best to explain everything to everyone, and it's just like, sometimes it's like one of those things that you like ended up doing as a massage therapist, is you turn your head and look away when the person's turning over, and then you hear them turn and get reestablished on the table, and you're like, oh, it should be safe to look. But then sometimes it's like someone moved their arm wrong, and it's like, oh, you saw a little bit of breast cleavage or whatever. And, certain states you're not supposed to see the glute butt line or whatever. And so it's like you're doing your best you can. Now, assisting someone on and off the table, they didn't teach us how to do that in massage therapy school. They didn't take the time to do that. So I never really learned how. And then it's like, it was one of those things of like, at the end of my career at one of my employers, They ended up having someone come in with a disability. It seemed like they were blind. I wasn't sure. I didn't really ask. They didn't communicate that information with me. It should have been important. They just said this girl has a disability. Their mother came in with them, and I thought the mother would stay, during the whole massage to make sure everything went well, and that, it seemed like this person had tons of massage, but like during the massage, like she asked a question, she sat up, and the sheet came down, and I completely saw her breasts. It's like, you try very hard to do everything right, and it's like no matter what I did, it's like there was exposure of wrong body parts at times. And it's like, well, New York state laws, like, you're not allowed to see the breast, you're not allowed to see the genitalia region. And it's like, and in massage therapy school, it was like, it's not the massage therapist's job alone to help there be proper draping. It's part of the client's job too, to be safe on the table. And it's just like, well, I don't want to do it anymore. If clients aren't gonna take this seriously and make sure there's proper draping and care about draping, because like it seemed like the majority of them didn't care. So I'm sorry, I can't be a massage therapist anymore, because that isn't safe. That's not emotionally safe. That's, to me, not morally safe to have improper draping, and I can't be the one solely responsible for making sure everything's draped perfectly. It's part of the responsibility goes to the client on the table too, because if they move their arm wrong, if they move their leg wrong, it undoes the sheets. And it doesn't matter if you diaper drape or whatever, like, they can move their hand, they can scratch themselves, and like, oh, you moved the drape on me and you didn't put the drape back, So I am just trying to do the best I can, but my best wasn't good enough. And I felt like in the end, the massage industry is a toxic environment. I don't know why it's 100% a toxic environment, but, I did put a suggestion to my employer that there should be a protocol for new clients, that they go through a draping protocol of like, this is how you specifically get on the table. And it could be like 30 minutes long or something, or probably 15 minutes or something, where it's like, I'm sorry, before you have your massage, you're required to go through this draping protocol, the importance of draping, the safety of draping, so you know how to get on the table properly if you are a new client and have never had a massage before. Because then if they're educated and they know how to get on the table, it's like all those accidents can be avoided. And then maybe, you send them a yearly video for a reminder, right? So that was the solution I came up with. But again, I wasn't the boss, so there was nothing I could do to implement it on a massive level. So if you are an employer at Hand and Stone Massage or Massage Envy, if you're a boss, feel free to figure out how to implement that on a massive implement that strategy on a massive level, where you give clients a draping video before they come in, especially new clients, because apparently, clients need to be educated about how to act in a professional way to massage therapists too. It's not just one-sided. That's what I learned. And so it's like there needs to be more educational videos for clients, not just massage therapists, because it's like, hey, if you're here to get a massage only, then please don't ask the question, how are you doing? Okay? It's okay to be me focused. You're coming in for a massage. Be like, okay, when I ask, okay, what do you want to get out of the massage? I would try to literally skip that question. Let's not ask that question. Okay, how are you doing muscle wise? What do you need today? That's being very specific. Okay, let's get into it. But it's, again, people are like, well, some people want the small talk. If you really don't want to talk, then you shouldn't ask, how are you doing? If you are okay with small talk, then there really should be a piece of paper that's like, these are the subjects that I am comfortable talking about. I am comfortable talking about fiction stories. I am comfortable talking about movies I watched, as long as they aren't religious related. I am comfortable talking about health. Okay. But if someone has a different opinion where they're like, okay, I believe in plant-based foods only, and then they're like, well, I eat flesh meat, I eat chicken, I eat cows, I eat beef, I eat pig, I eat pork, I eat camel, I eat goat, I eat lamb. Okay, well, I tried to accept that someone wanted to eat a goat or lamb or a cow or a chicken or whatever it is. But I would talk more vegan. But if I have the perspective, hey, you're going to be healthier if you eat a plant-based diet, then people are like, you don't know what you're talking about health. Okay, so, well, then have fun with your cow and your chicken and your goat and your lamb, whatever you eat, and your pig. It's flesh meat, if you believe it's okay to eat another living being, that is your perspective. I've eaten plants and it didn't 100% heal me. I accidentally ate some meat, and that little bit of meat that I ate, it didn't make me feel any better. And in fact, when I tried to eat a whole, it didn't really want to go down. It was like my body kept rejecting the flesh meat. So it's like, well, if I can't, I really tried to be, I was like open-minded at that point. I was like, well, if my body's rejecting the flesh meat, how could it be good for you? So it's like I came back to the same conclusion. My body rejects flesh meat, not good for you. Plant-based food, 100% way better. Stay away from the flesh food stuff. So again, but I try to be open-minded. Like, I guess if your body can digest the flesh meat and you don't have any diseases whatsoever in your body, good for you, then you are definitely healthy. But if you have one disease, what is that disease from? What is the root issue of that disease? Does it come from your food? Does it come from toxins? Where does it come from? Anyways, again, allowing positivity and negativity to be here. So what are the lessons that I have learned from this chapter? Definitely make sure you have proper body mechanics. And definitely in the future, you want to make sure you move to a country that pays you for every second that you work, every minute that you work, and every hour that you work, and doesn't skimp you on your pay. And you want to make sure your vehicles, your car insurance, your food, your housing situation, that it's all reasonable. Because if it's not, no matter what job you have, you're not going to be able to survive and live on your own and be independent. So pick a job that working less definitely means more for money, or it's better to pick a job where you're working 8 hours a day and you get more money overall. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it's like, I guess, do what you can. I don't know. I don't know. Where are the positives? Because I really wanted massage to work for me. I really wanted massage to help alleviate muscle tension. That was part of one of the reasons why I became a massage therapist, was to help heal myself. So I'm very disappointed in massage that massage and chiropractic care did not do enough to alleviate the muscle tension in my spine. It should work. Why isn't it working? So, I don't know. I'm doing my best to be positive. I'm doing my best to stretch. It's very hard to massage your spine yourself. But it is what it is. So, like, if you have chronic muscle tension pain in your body, why isn't there a healthcare system that provides you, at the very least, one chiropractic adjustment a month, free insurance, and one 60-minute massage a month, just to focus on your whole entire back if it's that bad? So realistically, for your whole body, to help balance out the whole body, you really need maybe like a 2-hour massage or a 90-minute massage where you briefly do the rest of the body and then you work out the specific muscles by your spine the majority of the time. But when I had massage therapists do that for me, it did not alleviate it enough. So it was like pressing on those muscles, working out the knots. Like, why didn't someone diagnose me with like severe inflammation in my body as a 12-year-old child? Like, what is going on with the healthcare system? I'm sorry, how is it possible to be super positive when the healthcare system is failing me as an individual? And no matter what I do, they said, go to college, graduate from high school, like you'll be successful, as a massage therapist. Like, that's what people made it sound like this is a good career to go into. And I trusted them, and it didn't pay all of my bills. It didn't get me further ahead in life. I never had medical insurance. I never had enough money to just pay for my own massage or chiropractic care. And I really need that every week. Never got it. I needed braces to straighten out my teeth. Never got it. So I feel like the healthcare system has failed me. And if people want me to say tons of positive things about it, everything has failed me. Religion has failed me. The educational system has failed me. So forth. The government has failed me. It's like, where's the salary? Why didn't I get a salary to be a massage therapist for the amount of hours that I had the energy to do, in spite of all my health conditions that got undiagnosed? Because medical professionals, they're claiming to be doctors, but are they real, true doctors that want to find the root issue to all my problems? Like, I feel electricity go through my body at times. Electricity. And I'm not touching an electrical outlet or electrical shocker. Electricity just all of a sudden goes through my body. Where are the answer to these real medical health questions? So I guess maybe that's where the positivity is, right? If you have a serious health condition, keep searching for the answers until you find the real health solution, because it's probably there somewhere, but where is it? So keep searching for the right material, keep searching for the information until you get it. So again, is there positivity in the healthcare system? Is there positivity in the massage therapy industry? Well, if people are not going to do their job or help the massage therapist and be on the table in a professional client manner, no, but the clients who did get on the table properly, enjoyed the massage, tipped well. Yeah, I did enjoy giving the massage. I did enjoy helping them out. So there is positivity. Now, if every client could be like them, then it'd be amazing, right? Like, I need those type of clients that don't give me any unprofessional problems, you know? Because truly, I was fine being silent during the massage. I just needed to know, hey, just let me know you want me to be quiet and I'll be quiet and you can just chill out, relax. I'll check in from time to time. Is the pressure still okay? Which was about like twice, and no one ever complained about the pressure. But it, unless someone was like a like a super muscular individual, then they're like, I want super deep pressure. I'm sorry. I didn't know I needed to get trained to stand on you. Like, I don't have that certification to do Ashiatsu, which is massage people with your feet. So, but it seemed like that's what people really needed. And it's like, you came to the wrong therapist because you want more pressure than I'm really legitimate able to give you. That doesn't like task my back. And strain my muscles and everything personally myself. So again, like, I wanted to get into this to help others, but be able to improve my health, and it just didn't work. Like, what am I supposed to say? Like, that's not positive. It's probably not what you want to hear. So if I got paid like millions of dollars to be a massage therapist, then I probably would have been able to stay in the industry longer, and that would have been like a salary per year. I could have stayed for a long time. And if people were willing to actually do light massages and not drain me of my energy, like that means like take my energy, then I could have done probably 6 massages in a day, back to back, more or less, or like 5, but people have to be willing to want the touch more than the deep pressure. You have to be okay with a lighter massage. So maybe if the 30-hour requirement was like, if you're giving a light massage only, then you're mandated to do 30 hours a week of manual massage labor. That would have been a legitimate maybe claim. But if you're doing anywhere from deep, more medium pressure, then like 4.5 hours should have been enough to get paid for full-time work, which should have been a yearly salary of a decent wage to pay every single bill that you acquire, because I didn't even make enough money to live in an apartment by myself, because the apartment costs like $1,500, and it's probably more like $1,900. That includes just the apartment, water, heat, and air conditioning. parking, that doesn't even include, a car doesn't even come with that, maintaining a car. So what is one supposed to do? Do your best in life, but at the same time, maybe you need to bombard the government with, I'm sorry, there's something wrong with the currency. So that's what I've done, is I've written letters to the president and to the governor, the governor of New York, and the president twice so far. And I'm like, I'm sorry, how am I supposed to live in society when everything's so expensive? Because, why is a car $90,000 or $50,000 for a brand new car? Why is a house $180,000? Did it take that many hours to make? Did it take that many hours to? I just don't understand. Anyways, I can't afford to live. I don't know how I'm gonna keep going. I'm hoping some miracle will happen, but what miracle is gonna happen, I do not know, because people are like, this is the way life is. We live in a toxic, negative environment. And then people are like, be more positive, be more positive, be more positive. People told me to my face, I value the massages you get, we receive from you, but I'm not willing to pay you a legitimate salary or pay you for doing an excellent job. But yet, it's like, I really, I didn't tell people I love them, but my goal was to love people in a safe, loving way when they receive touch from me. Not to give them my energy, just to be able for them to feel love, to feel genuine love and care in a professional way. And it's like, I'm sorry, we don't value the love that you gave us in the massages. We don't think you deserve the money. Okay, then. Well, if I had known that from the beginning, I would have never become a massage therapist. So a part of me regrets going into this. The person who calls himself my dad was like, don't go into it. You can't make enough money, blah, 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 blah. If they had told me, people will reject your love. People will not value the service that you give them. They will think you're a prostitute, even though you're not. They will think that you are selling your body for sex, even though you're not. I would have been like, oh yeah, better not go into that. But then you heard horror stories from nurses and doctors that were adult girls, where it's like, oh yeah, boys came into the emergency room or for their nursing service, and the boys were sexually hitting on the nurses, like, saying some joke or whatever that was inappropriate in that setting. So apparently there's a bunch of bad apples or rotten people in this world, and they're just creating a super toxic environment for everyone because they can't shut up and keep their mouth shut. They can't be decent on the table because apparently they're all sexually immoral. So why are all these people sexually immoral? It's like, okay, I thought if you had a sexual preference or if you believed a certain way sexually, that you weren't gonna push your sexual agenda onto everybody else and sexually harass people. I thought that was illegal, but apparently not. So I'm sorry. I don't know how to be positive for the health industry, because literally, in the whole entire health industry, clients came into me and they acted like I didn't know what I was talking about when it came to health and eating plants only. And you work for someone else and you're like, we need good quality products that work. And they're like, it don't matter, the products are fine. Um, you know, we need, massage therapists and stretch providers and all of the spa people to provide good quality services. I trusted them to do an excellent job for me because I strove to do an excellent job for everyone else. And it's like, no, you're not good enough in the end of the day. We don't care if you exist. We don't care that you're a massage therapist. We don't care that you're doing your best to love us. We don't care that you have bills you have to pay and that it's so hard to live in this world. We don't care. Well, if I had known it would have been like that, I would have been like, oh, hell no. I'm never becoming a massage therapist. But people talked it up. They talked it up like it was the best field to go into. You get into essential oils. You can sell the essential oils. The products will sell themselves. The massage will sell itself. For me, nothing sold itself. People didn't value a word that came out of my mouth. So you can talk and you can talk. People talk the talk. I just trusted people. So I don't trust people anymore. My trust in people has been utterly destroyed because I became a licensed massage therapist, because I trusted people to come to my private practice and have a high standard of professionalism as a client with physical draping safety. I trusted clients to come into spas that I worked in and have that same, draping safety stuff. I didn't get it. I didn't get the respect I deserved. I didn't get, even human decency from everyone. It's very hard. I did my best, and my best wasn't good enough. That's very hard to accept that truth. My best was not good enough. The love I gave people, it was rejected. Clients did not demand after I got fired for them to hire me back with higher wages. No one ever asked for me to come back. My clients that I worked really hard to build up, they didn't demand that I come back and be like, we'll refer a whole bunch of people to you. You had a mental health crisis at one point. We're going to still support you. Come back. We'll help you figure out. We'll rally behind you, help you get more clients. What do you need to continue this business? Because you do awesome massages. We don't want to see you leave. No one cared about me coming really back to my business and being successful. No one cared about me growing in the business with my employer. No one cares. So I'm sorry, but the truth is you can't continue on forever and ever and ever if society as a whole just doesn't care. If they don't care about you and you don't care about them, it just doesn't work. So there's really no point of having health professionals in the future if people don't want the real truth and the real answers of, why do I have this health problem? Here's this real solution to this health problem. This is how you implement. Okay, let's implement and actually do it. If you don't have a healthcare system like that, then there's no point. You might as well get rid of it entirely, because people don't really care. Because they don't care about true health. Why am I sick? I want to know. But the doctors don't want to know the real reason. The pharmaceutical industry doesn't want to know the real reason. And so they give vague and broad answers of like, you need this medication. Does that medication really work to heal? Do you know? Because none of the medications that I have taken have healed me at all. So, even eating a plant-based diet. So, nothing works right now. Loving other people doesn't work because, people don't love you back. They don't care. So the attitude I get from everyone is that they don't believe that I need love too. So that means I have to love myself. So that's what I'm gonna do. Love myself. And maybe figure out what career to go into next. What is that going to be? It's not going to be a service industry where I do anything for anyone else. I can tell you that, because people don't care about the quality of your work. If you're doing a good job, they're not going to pay a legitimate wage for you to do a good job. So since you don't care, I can't work for you. Sorry, it's how it works. You gotta make a living. You gotta pay your bills. So, I live with the people who call themselves my parents. I do not pay rent. I do not pay for food right now. And one day they will probably become dead, because that's what everyone taught me, is that you don't live forever. So one day they'll just probably vanish. They'll become dead. And I won't be able to take care of myself. So then I'll have to call 911 at that point and be like, I don't have the ability to take care of myself because no one taught me how to speak the alphabet properly. No one taught me how to get a career that pays a legitimate wage so you can be independent. No one taught me accounting skills so I could know how to budget my money and everything. So I really need to start at the beginning with the alphabet, learn how to read properly, how to do math and apply it to money. I really need to be re-educated in full. But where do you go to get this free education? I didn't go to public school. I was sent to Christian schools. And the people who call themselves my parents, they said they paid for it. Thousands of dollars. Like $14,000 a year for high school, it seemed like, or $16,000, $17,000 a year for high school. So I'm not sure how they paid for it, but it didn't teach me how to handle life and be independent, because no one taught me how to do anything myself. Like, I should have learned car mechanics. I should have learned, what's the other thing? Like carpentry skills. I should have learned how to sew myself. I should have learned how to make, grow my own cotton, pick the cotton, dye the cotton with different colors, and then, turn it into thread, and then make my own machinery so I could make my own fabric designs and stuff like that. Because apparently, if you don't know how to do everything yourself, you can't survive in this world. And I didn't learn any skills that make it so I really can survive in this world. So unless the government were to change and you get paid to get re-educated properly, and the government changes where you get paid for gathering your own food at a grocery store, because you don't gather in the wilderness, so it's part of the gathering process. You get paid for cleaning and cooking, and doing your own laundry and stuff. Well, it's like, well, then you could probably live at home and by yourself, right? Because it's like, hey, if that's a career for someone to do, go into people's homes and clean their home, why can't you get paid for cleaning your own home? If you can go to a restaurant and pay for someone to cook for you and clean up after your meal or whatever, why can't you get paid to do that yourself? Why isn't there a system like that? That'd be more fair. Like if I have to massage my own feet or my own legs or my own arms or my pecs or my abdominals, like, why can't I get paid to massage the majority of my body myself? Because I know the exact pressure that I need to alleviate muscle tension in certain areas of my body. And then I would only have to pay to have someone massage my back, because I literally can do everything else myself. So why can't I get paid for that? Why does it have to be free? So anyways, so many questions. Like, is society ever going to change and actually do something to become more positive? Or are they going to just be like, why aren't you more positive? Why aren't you more positive? You're too negative. I'm sorry. The way people have treated me, they have been extremely negative to me for the most part. They are not positive people to me. They are not loving people to me. They are super negative. And I don't know how to figure out how to find the like-minded people, because there is no one that is truly okay talking about everything. There are people that tried to claim, oh yeah, you can talk about any subject, anything at all, I can handle it. I'm sorry, they gave me false information. I always found something. There was always something that someone could not handle in a conversation. So I'm confused, because people are like, yeah, some people want you to have that polite conversation, talk about the weather. They didn't bring up the weather. They didn't just continue to talk about the weather nonstop. They talked about other things and asked me questions. They seemed to want to know about my life. And I'm okay being an open book. If people really want to know, I'm okay, because that's how you have a real relationship. You have real conversations. You tell the truth about what's actually going in your life in the moment. You're honest. I wanted honesty. To me, honesty is super positive. It's refreshing. But I don't think anyone was truly honest with me about what was really going on in their life. So I got a whole bunch of false information. And I got a bunch of people who pretended to care about me, but their behavior, their words, their actions didn't back up what they said of, like, I really care about you. I really value your massage. And again, that's a really hard truth to hear. It's a really hard truth to experience. And I don't know how to get over it. I just don't. I tried my whole entire life to do my best to seek success. And I get failure, nothing but failure. I tried so hard, and you hit a breaking point. I hit my breaking point where I'm like, I've had enough. I've done my best. People said if you did these things, you would be successful. I expected success, and I got failure. So what does that mean? It meant I got false information on a massive level by everyone around me. And that really hurts. And I don't know how to get over it. I don't know how to get over for being fired because I asked politely for a raise. Then I demanded a raise. I swore at my boss. Well, technically, I didn't swear at the boss. I swore at another boss, and I was like, tell this boss to give me a raise. Because I was thinking from the perspective, one day, my parents are going to get old, and they're going to become dead, and I'm not going to be able to take care of myself. So, did I know how to communicate that with my boss? I'm sorry, I need a raise because my parents are getting up there in age, and I need to make way more money because I need to be able to take over the bills of the house and repairs of the house and the repairs of my car and be able to afford a brand new car at some point. These are all the expenses that I have to live on. I need a drastic raise. I mean, I didn't know how to communicate with them. I didn't know how to tell them that. So maybe that's what I needed to do, is be like, I need a legitimate raise. This is how much it costs to live. I needed to do the calculations, but no one taught me how to do those calculations, so I did not know how to give them that information. So, I guess the positive thing is, I'm complaining to Trump now. I'm going to the government officials, and I'm asking them to do something about the pay issue, because I want to get paid for every second, every minute, and every hour that I work. And I want a better currency. So if the currency is time, I want to get paid for my time, because we're not on the gold standard. So I'm going to keep writing the president until they do something about it. So if this is funny, it may be funny. It may not be funny. I don't know. I'm not sure why I laughed. But I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to bombard them until positive changes occur. So if you think that you do not get paid a legitimate wage for the job, your current job, feel free to complain to the president. Go email the president. Tell him how much you get paid for an hour. Add up all your expenses. Can you actually make a legitimate savings for retirement if things are left alone and things do not change for the better? Are you doing the calculations, or is everyone secretly in debt and I'm unaware of it? And some people just claim not to be in debt. Like, oh yeah, everything's fine, I'm not in debt. Is the whole world really in debt? How is everyone really surviving? Okay, so in the comment section below, feel free to answer that question. does $15 an hour. And you can only work 4.5 hours a day for 5 days a week because you need 2 days off to at least recover your muscles. Can you survive on that wage? Because that's what I got paid. Sometimes minimum wage, sometimes $25 an hour, and then nothing at all if a client wasn't on the books. That was for an employer. Then I tried to do a thing where I got $10 extra. Like it was like, well, if you include the price of the essential oils, it was really like $80 or $85 an hour for a private practice. And people were complaining that that was too much money. And then for deep tissue, because it's more energy, I added like 15 more extra, or like $5 extra something for a 60-minute, and then $20 extra like at like the 90-minute mark or something. So that was like when I had my private business, and like people did not want to pay what I was worth, but like that was including the price of the essential oils that were supposed to help alleviate muscle tension even more and make the room smell bad. And then also if a client came in and their hygiene wasn't exactly up to par, where they were a little bit stinky, then the essential oils masked the smell of their bad odor. And people came in with bad breath too, because they didn't brush their teeth. So, because, the after smell of coffee in their breath did not smell good at all. So again, not a massage therapist anymore. So I can release the things I don't like, right? And then some people, like if they didn't wear socks in their shoes, their feet really stunk. And then some people, I don't know what they did, but even if they wore socks, their feet really stank. So it was like, what are you people doing? Do you know how to bathe? Do you know how to make yourself smell good? I don't think you do. And you want a massage. Did I complain about you stinking? No, but you say I do a good massage, but you're not going to pay what I'm worth, plus the bad smell of you. So, yeah, I probably won't ever be hired as a massage therapist ever again because I'm complaining about people's bad breath, their stinky feet, them not wearing deodorant, and people not wanting to be decent human beings and make sure that draping the sheets always stay in the proper place while I'm massaging, So who cares? Do I care about the massage industry anymore? I guess if I didn't care, I wouldn't do this video at all. Because I'm venting, because I'm speaking out against the wrongs. Yeah, I care. I want it to change. So if it doesn't change for me, then maybe it will at least change for other people who want to do a heartfelt job in the industry. And it will be better for them. Because if you don't say anything at all, if you don't try to put a stop to what is wrong, then it's just the same stuff's gonna keep happening over and over and over again to somebody else. So I guess maybe that's where you also find the positivity. I'm speaking up so that way one day the massage industry can change, and every single massage therapist, every single person, no matter what career they have, they can get paid a legitimate wage for the work they do. Because if they're doing a good job, if they're doing the best to the ability that they are able, and if they can want to strive and improve and get better and better and better, they should get paid a legitimate wage. So, sorry that this video was so long, but I believe that people should get paid what they're worth for their energy level, no matter what the job is. So hopefully things will change in the future, because we really do need society to change for the better, to be more positive. You can't just say you want positivity unless changes of positivity are actually implemented into society, into the behaviors of multiple individuals, the majority. And people are allowed to have the freedom to believe what they want to believe. If they want to believe in sexual polygamy, that's fine. But still, there is this whole thing of like, just because you believe in sexual polygamy, if you're coming to someone in a professional manner, doesn't mean you have the right to sexually harass that person or be sexually inappropriate in some way to that individual. So if you are a sexual polygamist, that is your freedom of choice. But in the United States of America, I don't think that is allowed at this time. So that's not really a freedom of choice thing. And unless you are open with your spouse, if you're married with a husband and wife, or husband and husband and wife, unless you have that open relationship of go ahead, have sex with whoever you want, and I'll be here and we'll live together and we'll be husband and wife, or wife and wife, or husband and husband, then like, you don't have that freedom of choice to be married to multiple individuals. But, you know, I had this, at least this decency with myself, that if someone believes that, they're not going to push those sexual beliefs onto me. And it just seemed like with people not being willing to come into the massage, a client, and follow the professional rules of massage therapy as a client, and make sure they did their part to be responsible for proper draping too, because I needed help. It's not something you can do alone. It's like, I'm sorry, they pushed their belief system onto me of, I don't care if you see me naked. I don't care if you see my underwear. I don't care if you see my breasts. I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm sorry. Massage therapy has a standard. And if you want a massage, then you need to abide by massage therapy laws. Otherwise, your massage therapist is going to go bye-bye, because they have to abide by the laws of massage therapy in order to keep their license. So technically, I still have my license. Technically, I reported those situations to my bosses, but they didn't do anything to correct the problem with the clients. So again, that's why I'm complaining, because that's not okay, because that's a form of sexual harassment. At least that's my understanding of sexual harassment. It's like, if you're not going to do your report to help make sure there's safe draping, then so it's like, how many people do I have to go through and correct and be like, here's a correction, 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 here's a correction. Like, what do you mean you've never heard of draping laws? Like, how many massage therapists have you seen and you did this to them and accidentally showed your underwear or your penis or your breasts, and a massage therapist did not have this conversation with you? I'm the first one, and you've had multiple massages before me. I'm sorry, I have a hard time believing that. So, yes, that's why I'm speaking up about it. I am not okay with what happened in my personal business. I'm not okay with what happens in spas. I'm not okay with people not following massage therapy rules and laws if they are a client. Now, if they legitimately do not know about these rules and laws of massage therapy, that's a different story. I am happy to explain things the first time they get a massage. So then I guess another complaint I have is for all the other massage therapists out there, why haven't you been talking about proper draping protocols with all of your clients in New York State when draping is the law in New York State? Why am I the only one? Because it seems like I'm the only one talking about it. Because multiple clients like that I saw other people before me. That's what they said. And no one else talked to them about draping. I find that very hard to believe. So is everyone just giving me a hard time for no reason? I'm sorry, I'm not okay with that. I'm never going to be okay with that. So in the future, yes, I want a legitimate wage. For whatever job I do, I want to get paid for this every second, every minute, every hour. So I believe the currency should switch to time. Because we're not on the gold standard anymore. Let's switch to time. So we'll see if that ever gets implemented in the government. So I'm going to say a blessing now. Bless the whole entire world to be on a better currency. May it be a better currency of time, where people value all of your time, every second, every minute, every hour that you work, no matter what you do. And may that somehow go and spread over the whole entire world, where everyone gets paid a legitimate wage for all the work that they do. So, I hope you were able to handle this video. If not, then go somewhere else. If you have a different job, feel free to put in the comment section below what job you have, and would you like to get paid for every second, every minute, every hour that you work for the jobs that you do. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you can accept the positivity that I tried to find, and I hope you can accept the negativity that was in this video. I wish I didn't have to go through these experiences. I wish I didn't go through these experiences, what I meant to say. I wish that my life could be more interesting. I wish it was filled with way more positivity and love and acceptance and value. But that's not what I've experienced. And I believe in telling the truth. And to me, when you tell the truth, even if the truth hurts, it's way more positive in the long run to tell the truth than to tell yourself false information or to tell yourself lies. I have to tell myself the truth and process my emotions to get it off my chest so that I can move on and get past the negative situation. So If you can allow positivity and negativity to be here, then maybe you have found the right channel. So if that's the case, then feel free to like and subscribe to this channel. If not, if you ever change your mind, I'll be here if you need me. Until next time.